and it's again time for Lunchtime Live. Each week, I'll bring you one of the local area's most phenomenal artists. Sit back and enjoy as we present the music, stories, and words of one of the inland area's greatest artists. Here today on Lunchtime Live.
And welcome back to yet another Lunchtime Live, coming to you from the campus of California State University, San Bernardino. Today we have the pleasure of being joined in studio, actually, by the members of the band Four on the Floor, some terrific jazz coming into our studios today. This band hails from San Bernardino. So without further ado, here is your host, Coyote Radio Music Director, Jacob Justus. Jacob.
Thanks, Lacey, and welcome everyone to another edition of Lunchtime Live. We're here in studio today with Four on the Floor. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Very well.
Good.
I am doing amazing. It's
Awesome.
a Friday. Need I say more?
Exactly.
And actually, it's been a good week, and it's a great way to round out the week with you guys. Let's all get cozy, familiar. Our audience knows my name, but we're here today with Matt, who plays the sax for the band, Chris, who plays guitar, Aaron, who is the vocalist for the band. We've got Sam over here on percussion, and on the end, we've got Michael, who is the drummer for the band.
That's correct.
So, how's everything going? You guys enjoying this warmer weather? Or what?
Yeah. Yep.
Very much so.
I hope it stays like this.
Yeah.
Well, let's just jump right into it. Four on the Floor. Now, when I Googled that, I found lots of interesting sort of cultural references and things like that. How did you guys settle on, and I don't mean it to imply as in settle, but how did you come up with the name Four on the Floor? Why did that stick?
When we first started out, there were four members in the band. It was myself, Chris, Mike, and a bass player who couldn't make it today. Mm-hmm. And so four of us. But also there's a old jazz reference Mike might be able to help you out with there.
No, I cannot.
The drummer, typically in older swing jazz music, plays bass beats four on the floor. It's a typical jazz term.
I see.
Yeah.
Ooh. Now I'm feeling kind of like a newbie.
Yeah,
There's
a lot out there.
Just
right
got
there.
schooled. For sure. Well, that's cool. It's very interesting. I don't think a lot of people would know that, you know. We definitely like to carry a lot of different sounds here on our station, but you guys are the first jazz band that we've had in studio, so next time I'm going to know the answer to that question. But, yeah, I didn't know. I thought maybe you guys were a bunch of brawlers or something, you know, Four on the Floor. You're like, we came to shred and destroy, and then you just break out in some Miles Davis. You know?
Yeah,
So, I wasn't sure what to
Keep you on your toes.
Yeah, for sure. So you guys are from San Bernardino. You all live here in San Bernardino? Is this where you practice?
This is kind of a central location for all of us.
Gotcha.
We got,
So you guys are spread out over the IE
yeah,
and
we
surrounding
got High
areas.
Desert,
Right here, yeah.
Redlands.
Colton.
Mentone.
Midtown, hold it down. And Michael is a vagabond? Or
Yes, that is correct.
He doesn't live
street
anywhere.
performer on the side? Or
Yes, among other things.
Gotcha. Well, let's see. How did you guys all meet? How did you come together? You went from four, you're now, is it 6 members?
15? I'm just kidding. No, we're like...
Yeah,
The occasional
6 with a sound man.
6 with a sound
Yeah.
man. So how did you guys get to where you're at, and how did you guys all meet and come together?
We're actually, the core of us were all musicians in the jazz band here, and that's kind of how we met.
On campus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cal State San Bernardino.
And then our vocalist, Aaron, here, we were instrumental at first, just strictly instrumental jazz.
And then I invaded, and then
Yeah.
they can't get rid of me now.
The rest is history.
Well, we are going to actually hear a song by you guys now. This is My Funny Valentine, and can you tell me who this was originally performed by?
It was originally in 1936-ish by Richard Rogers, Lorenz Hart.
This sounds right.
It's a show tune, yeah.
Sounds right. Okay, well, here we go.
My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my
'cause every day is Valentine's.
Before we went out, we heard that song. We were talking about how long you guys have been playing and everything like that, and we learned a little bit about the music scene here on campus. Some things fun facts, things people didn't know. And while we were in the midst of the song, we were talking about some of the musical influences, stylistically, where you guys have come from, what you're rooted in, and being rooted in such a very American form of music. I mean, how responsible do you guys feel to, when you're recording, to maintain that same feel, that same quality in music?
Definitely like to take our liberties at times with making it more of our modern twist, because we are a young band. We are, relatively young compared to the music that we're playing, and so we like to be able to interpret it into our own kind of styles and take liberties in that. So, but definitely we do at times like to keep it traditional, keep it base it off of how it's originally supposed to be heard, but then at times put a little spin on it.
Yeah, I noticed a little. Am I hearing this right, or maybe it's just the way I'm hearing it now in the radio? But do I hear a little? Do you put a little echo over the vocal when you're singing that?
Yeah, definitely.
So a little flavor there.
We try to add we have technology now that we can do that stuff with, and we just try to have fun with it and definitely keep it entertaining and very, try to make people interested, keep them guessing.
Definitely. Well, you guys do play several covers and do an amazing job. They're some of the best covers of the songs that I think I've heard personally, and they're all familiar tracks to me. You do have some original works. Chris, I understand you work quite a bit. You may have some creative juices that you inject into the flow there. And I want to give you the opportunity to elaborate a little bit more about those and how that all gets started.
Yeah, well, ever since I've been playing my instrument, I've been writing songs, and it's just been a part of just music. This kind of come hand in hand. A lot of people don't think about writing songs, but it's always been something that I've done. But I like to challenge myself constantly with different kind of environments of writing. And I mean, with this band, like this instrumentation, we get kind of some old school type kind of jazz stuff, blues kind of thing, and then on my own, I'll do some more pop oriented and stuff.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I definitely think that it's good to be broad and to have a lot of broad influence and things like that. I think even when you're playing a traditional style, jazz music, it can be fun. You're thinking of a riff that's a more modern riff, and some of my favorite things, are when you go see a live show, you hear the set that they record in studio, but when they mix it up, put a little flavor on there, a little jam on the end, and you're like, wait, was that a Britney Spears song? I swear I could have heard the catch line. You're like,
those things.
I love that. I think that's awesome. It's like you see some older dude on stage, 50s, ripping some jazz guitar, and then he just, hits you with some Christina Aguilera. And you're like, all right, for sure. Well, we're going to hear another song here. This one is called This Game We Play. This is a song that Chris has composed.
Yeah, and this is one of the more pop-oriented ones.
Awesome.
It's a little different than us, but you get a taste.
I wrote you this song today to try and make you see far away. This was worth the wait. But until that day, there's just one game that we must play. And until that day, this is the game we play.
Well, that's a bit of a different feel.
Yeah.
A bit of a different feel. But, it works well. I think that it's a very it's catchy, and have you guys played that one together?
Yeah, we've kind of just premiered it a couple times. Concerts.
What was the response like? What did how did people seem to respond to it?
They liked it.
People usually like original songs.
Yeah,
especially
his
girlfriend.
The ladies like
Oh
it.
yeah, we had to call it out.
For sure.
This is for Chris's girlfriend. She gets all embarrassed.
Right. And you kick over a mic stand.
Yeah.
Every song. I don't think
every
there's one song where I don't do that. Yeah.
I'm telling you, you got to keep it fresh, For sure. So it's good to hear. It's good to hear the variety. I think it is cool. It will give you guys, I think, room to grow if you decide to, can move in a different direction at some point, or if you want to modernize the jazz sound. Being a contemporary jazz band these days is not always an easy thing to do. And I think that some of the best bands that I've heard typically seem to be bands that are heavily influenced by the older, style of jazz music, but then are able to, as I was kind of mentioning before, incorporate some newer sounds and newer things, recording techniques and things like that, as we mentioned with the echo and stuff. So it'll be good to see what you guys do. I'll definitely be keeping my ear to the ground, and later we'll find out from you guys how to get a hold of some of this music that you're making. For now, and I always get awesome responses to this question, who are some of the bands that you guys play with at shows, and what are some of the ways that you like to prepare for a show?
We've never really done shows with other bands. April Dalmasio, I'd say, is about the closest we've gotten. What you got a problem with that there, Mike?
I think it's like we haven't played a lot of other bands, but we definitely are always like April Dalmasio. We played with her before, and we definitely have a lot of I guess you could say like guest musicians come in and just have fun and just really jam out with us and stuff. We're always like open to having people come in and just share their talent with us. And
some of the best shows that I've seen were are those kind of shows, where you kind of hear their produced set, and then you get that extra little flavor that mixes it up. And for me, it's one of the great, some of the greatest bands, in my opinion, that are out there playing music today. That's what they do, as they're touring, they come to a new town, and it's like, Willie Nelson wants to play. Well, get him on there.
Yeah,
let's get it going. So I appreciate
keeping it
that.
new and exciting is always important.
And what about your prep for shows? You guys don't seem like you. I mean, is it like you walk on stage, you shuffle out there and do it, or do you guys get pumped? Beat your chests.
Red Bull, lots of Red Bull.
Red Bull.
I definitely think we keep it light. We try to keep it really fun, and just know that's the main reason we're going out there, is to go out and have fun and just really impact somebody. That's what it is. It doesn't really take too much. For me, I know. I get into like a mindset before I start performing and stuff. I try to get focused, and I truly start to prepare myself to get into the song and the story, and just to get lost in it. But I think one of the things that is actually really nice that I enjoy with these guys, and I think I can speak for everybody, is that we like to keep it light, we like to keep it fun, and just know that we're just going out there and having a good time.
For sure.
So it's like, we get nervous, of course, but we're just like, let's just have fun and just, go for it. So it's good.
Well, aside from the private bookings, I know you mentioned like Fox Theater, but where are some of the other places you guys have had the opportunity to play?
Victoria Gardens, do that quite often.
Pomona Market Night, Redlands Market Night.
Worthington's Tavern, Riverside.
Worthington's is cool. They do stuff. Yeah, they get it done.
Yeah, there was a local jazz club we played at quite often called the Alley Cat. We used to play there.
Very cool.
American Legion, we hit those up all the time. Gotta support
the vets.
Support the vets.
For sure.
And plus, they're the older crowd, so they really dig on our
they get
jazz.
It? Yeah.
Right on, yeah.
They appreciate. They always tell us before we go out, they're like, okay, don't do no rap songs. And we're like,
Right.
and I'm like, what if we were like a rap band? Like, what would we do? Okay, I'm gonna leave then. But no, it's just like they're always nervous when they see us, because they're just like, who are these young kids coming out and stuff? And they get really like, I don't know. And then we start playing, and they're just like, what? Like, they just don't expect it. And I think they really appreciate that someone our age is even appreciating the music that they grew up with. I think it's really important. I think it's a wide spectrum for a lot of different ages to appreciate what we do.
Mm-hmm. And would you say that those are some of the most rewarding show experiences that you've had, or shows like that, these charity events and things?
I think so. I think they're really rewarding, and I think that it's just, like I said, it's paying homage to a time and an era that people were really impacted by, and so many genres and musicians today wouldn't even exist because of those times and because of those genres. And I think that paying homage to it like that is such an honorable thing to do, myself and with all the band, and I think that we all feel that way. But yeah, definitely it's cool to see someone of an older generation appreciating what we do as like young artists today.
Absolutely, yeah. Instant gratification.
Yeah,
for sure.
And they're always the coolest. They're fun.
I know. I'm just seeing like a bunch of people, like high-fiving you now, and using like really old parts of speech that no one even understands.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. Tell me about your band as a whole, what makes you guys stand out? Like you said, there are definitely some other jazz bands out there. There's some good groups, especially like in the late night scene, running around Riverside. I know you guys have probably had the opportunity to rub shoulders with these folks, if not play with them. But it's I don't know what keeps you guys unique. You're probably 20 years younger than a lot of the jazz groups that are out there holding it down today in the same scenes that I imagine that you're playing in. So
I think it's particularly like our instrumentation. Usually, like a jazz band will have like a pianist or something like that, and we're like guitar is the only like accompanying instrument type thing, and then we have like a percussionist, so that kind of makes us stand out. But I think our song choice too, because we're like all over the map as far as genres and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Like we are rooted in jazz, but we branch all over the place, and we'll change our sets
accordingly.
Yeah, to like what we're playing. We're playing a market night. We won't play so much jazz. We'll play some more new music, a lot of blues and stuff like that, more mass appealing stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I know that I saw that you guys sort of branded yourself as a blues, funk kind of jazz thing. So I'm waiting to hear some of these funk jams. Let me know.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
I love the deep, wobbly bass line with the, get out there and shake your booty.
Exactly.
That works for me. So.
I think those are the things, like, in the past year, we've really been trying to open ourselves up to doing more funk, more blues and stuff. We started off with jazz, and then we just started branching off as soon as we all had a comfort level with each other and just really started, like, vibing off each other. So I think, that's one of the newest kind of elements to our band is just more of that, different genres.
Very good. Well, we'll be right back with a little more here from 4 on the Floor. We're going to hear a few commercials. All right, 4 on the Floor. Here we go. You guys pumped?
Yep. Always.
Right. Not enough Red Bull before the
that's right.
Before the show.
Out of our case.
For sure. You gotta stock up, man. Before we left, we were talking a little bit about musical influence, things like that. I know for me, when I go home and I pull out the old Magnavox record player and get that bad boy all pumped up, winded up a little bit, you know what I mean. Some of my favorite jazz albums to drop on, definitely Miles Davis, Stan Getz. These guys are phenomenal. I mean, some of the arrangements they put together it's like mind blowing. Like who can read that, much less play that.
Exactly,
it's like anyway. But tell me a little bit about that. Like when you guys are sitting down and you're jamming on your own time, what do you guys like to pop in and listen to?
Me personally, I came from a R&B blues background, kind of. I think that's one of the kind of genres of music that were always around my household. And then also my dad influenced me to a lot of like 60s rock and stuff. So I think my spectrum, and then I got into my own stuff in high school and everything from like punk to like more alternative to more even like just really out there kind of stuff. So my genres are like a lot, like really, it's a very, very wide spectrum, from like Memphis Slim to like Dido or something like that, or like Bjork or something. It's like it's all this different stuff. But
for sure,
but for me, it's my iPod's just crazy. But what about you guys?
I think Matt has the coolest record collection.
Yeah, he does.
I like the old jazz, all the stuff that we do covers of. I listen to Louis Prima, his sax player Sam Butera. I listen to all their stuff. Basically, any song that we cover, that's what I listen to in my spare time and try and emulate their style and get that right on.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it comes across. It definitely does. What about you guys, Sam and Michael?
Jimmy Buffett, I think, is
well, a lot of Latin jazz.
Right up there with the Nuge.
With the Nuge,
mostly Jimmy Buffett stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nothing says rocking like a loincloth and bow and arrow accompaniment. That's what I say. Yeah, look it up.
Right.
Google it, people. Okay, Google it.
Exactly.
You won't be disappointed.
Why she's had so many Google spikes right now.
Right. Yeah. The Nuge.
Yeah.
So, well, anyway, yeah, that's kind of what I figured. I mean, I see that you guys, you have the modern feel and everything like that, but it's cool. It's cool to, again, get back to the roots, and can appreciate that about you guys. Well, let's hear a little more of that. We're going to hear Just the Two of Us. This is Coyote Radio, and you're listening to Lunchtime Live.
I see the crystal raindrops fall and the beauty of it all when the sun comes shining through. Just the two of us, no building castles in the sky. Just the two of us, you and
All right, that was Just the Two of Us. Classic. How can you be mad about that? I think Will Smith redid that one right a while back, and then
Made it so much better, too. Absolutely.
Anyhow, who's your guys' audience? Who do you see showing up at shows? Who do you
Mostly
guys play
just our grandparents and
girlfriends, moms, sisters.
God.
Yeah.
Right.
Anybody that
You're not
we
supposed
can
to
pay
say that
to
on
come.
air.
Right, the guy
It's true.
standing outside. living in
We
the
have
alleyway.
a wide range of people coming in. It just depends on the venue, depends like where we're at. But we have a lot of people that stop in from all different kinds of ages, and
No one gets down like the American Legion, though.
yeah,
Right on,
People at the
for
American
sure.
Legion.
you don't even understand. I feel I'm scared sometimes because they're like on the dance floor like no one else's business, and I'm
For
just
sure.
like, don't fall or
Cutting
anything.
the rug,
'cause
yeah,
I don't-
for sure.
'cause I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You get them all jazzed up on a game of bingo, and then they're ready to go.
Oh, they're
Prizes
ready
have
to
been
go.
won. They're ready to kick some ass, take some names.
Yeah, exactly. They always have to come in. They always either say something to us before or after, or even like get to us like on Facebook or something like weeks later, like, oh my gosh, I found you guys or something. And it's really cool because that's a lot of our recurring fan base kind of comes in. Just people who come in to support us if we're in their area.
For
It's
sure.
pretty cool. It's fun.
Yeah, all starry-eyed.
Yeah.
And, that little twinkle they're remembering. Yeah, for sure. Well, so we're going to hear one more here. We've got another one for you. This one's called The Way You Look Tonight. Awesome song. Listen to Coyote Radio.
Someday, when I'm awfully low and the world is cold, lovely, never ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love.
So let me ask you guys, what in your opinion, what does success mean? You know, do you feel gratified in going out and doing these things? Obviously, with the charitable stuff, it seems like you guys got a heart, and I think that's important. For bands, not just to help propel them and help them be successful, if that's again what you guys would term as success, but to represent themselves as being more than just the music. So, in your opinion, what is success?
Yeah, just watching people connect to the music that you're playing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, like you see a bunch of like older people and stuff like that, and they haven't heard the music, especially performed live for like some time, and then that kind of they light up in their eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But another thing we'd like to be working on for this summer is like an album, getting an actual one like with originals and stuff like that.
Well, you know where to send it when you're done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Matt? What would you say success is?
For me, I've always come from trying to get this band as a private band where we can do gigs and make an income off of it, doing weddings and just getting it so that we have a gig every weekend.
For
We
sure.
can actually quit our daytime jobs, and
Yeah,
that's
finance
that's
major
that's
here.
the success
the
for me.
finance
That's what
major,
I'm shooting
exactly.
for, So.
For sure, he sounds like he knows what he's doing. Then, yeah, I know that's definitely good. And sort of back to the point here, I wanted to make sure that we're able to get your guys' music presented to a wider audience than it is now. Hence, being here today, where can people go to listen to your music online?
All right, they can go to www.myspace.com/4on-the-floor-jazz.
4 on the Floor Jazz,
Yeah.
folks. And if they wanted to buy, can they buy right now through MySpace? Where can people purchase the music if they like to?
As soon as, like Chris said, we get a CD made, they could buy it. But
Yeah.
This
for
summer.
now,
Sure.
it's all just about live performances and getting.
Right on. Well, for now, then, all of our tech-savvy people on the net,
And then
you know how to get a hold of that music.
Exactly.
Well, this has been Lunchtime Live with Jacob Justus here in studio with 4 on the Floor. I want to thank you guys for coming down today.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next week.
I see the crystal raindrops fall and the beauty of it all when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometimes, I wanna spend some time with you, just the two of us.